Hey guys, just a reminder that only those assigned to be on the computers listening to the screencast should be hearing this right now. If you are not assigned to be here, please rejoin the other students and me in the real world for some reiteration of this World War II unit. If you are assigned to be here, it is because you have demonstrated a quick grasping of the material, and I am relying on you to be responsible and complete the following assignments on your own. First, you will be visiting essentially an online textbook that recounts a lot of the military tactics used by both the United States as well as the Japanese following the attack on Pearl Harbor, which occurred on December 7, 1941. The link to the textbook will be provided on the chalkboard. As you can see, the table of contents is listed and is more or less organized like a traditional textbook. Feel free to take a moment and browse through the textbook. You will notice that some of the chapters are pretty lengthy, as you can see here, but I know you guys can handle it. Your assignment is as follows. From chapters 13 to 29, or parts 3 and 4 of the textbook, choose 2 chapters to read. After reading, provide a 1-paragraph summary for each chapter. Don't get carried away. 3 to 5 sentences for each paragraph will do. The purpose of this assignment is to get a general understanding for some military tactics used in World War II. After completing the first assignment, please visit the second website on the chalkboard. This website includes an interactive map as well as short videos and blurbs explaining different bombing strategies used by the United States as well as the European powers. When the website is first pulled up, a brief intro video will pop up. I will pause now for viewing purposes.
Military aviation had proved invaluable in World War I. The lessons learned prompted military theorists to devise the concept of strategic bombing. The utilization of an air force to destroy crucial infrastructure and destroy civilian morale. Air attacks during the Spanish Civil War and the war in China reinforced the notions of the terror of aerial bombardment. Though Germany, Japan, and the Soviet Union decide to subordinate their air forces to ground and naval strategy, the British Royal Air Force does pursue strategic bombing as a grand design. In the United States, while the Air Force remains a part of the Army, it has developed the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. Bristling with its multitude of defensive machine guns, the B-17 is mistakenly thought to be virtually invulnerable to fighter attacks, and with its high-altitude capability would be able to fly above enemy anti-aircraft fire.
Adolf Hitler's all-out attack on Poland makes the long-dreaded European war a certainty. Prime Minister Chamberlain of Great Britain gave the Nazi dictator a 0 hour for withdrawing his troops from Poland. That 0 hour ends now.
In 1939, as war is about to break out, bomber forces in Great Britain and the United States are barely beginning to organize and equip. Long-term plans for them, however, are extremely ambitious.
After the video, a half box will appear with a blurb on the left and an encyclopedia on the right. Please scroll through the encyclopedia if you are unsure of certain vocabulary terms or people. A photo and paragraph will be provided when clicking on the various terms, as you can see here. You should notice that after the prelude video, the map will appear blank. You can now move along to the different time periods that run along the bottom of the page. Each time you click on a time period, a short intro video will be presented.
Between the invasion of Poland in September 1939 and the fall of France in June 1940, there is little strategic bombing by either side. The Germans successfully integrate the Luftwaffe into ground and naval strategy as they invade Poland, Denmark, Norway, the Low Countries, and France.
There are a lot of people who say that bombing can never win a war. My answer to that is that it has never been tried yet.
RAF Bomber Command does attempt some strategic bombing, but does not have easy access to industrial targets until Germany overruns Holland and Belgium, turning previously neutral airspace into the war zone. However, daylight bombing raids by the RAF were found to be ineffectual and dangerous. Bomber Command decides to switch to night bombing of German targets. While night bombing becomes the standard British strategy for the rest of the war, the result is that precision bombing becomes virtually impossible. The targets now become the built-up industrial areas of German cities and their surrounding large civilian populations. 15 May 1940, the RAF raid on the marshalling yards and oil plants of the Ruhr begins the first large-scale strategic bombing war in history.
You should now notice a black explosion icon on the map after clicking hide on the encyclopedia half box. Very similar to this. Click on this icon and reveal the name of a bombing location in Europe. Then click on the photo provided to reveal a little blurb describing the bombing event. After investigating the Ruhr, you can begin your assignment. You will need to provide brief descriptions of 10 bombing locations from at least 4 of the different time periods at the bottom of the page. In your description, please include the date as well as 2 or 3 key interesting points involving the location. It is your choice whether you want to watch the intro videos or not, but they do provide a ton of good background information. Have fun investigating!